This is probably just talking to the ones coming up next on the list, or the ones that will be watching this in backlog. But we will be going through just a few of the little quests, and we will also be going over, listening to a few YouTube videos. Some of them are new people for me. In this case, it's Ashley Viola, this is from over a year ago, 744,000 views on the video, and it's Gen Alpha Can't Read, and it's worse than you think. From over a year ago, and I promise you it hasn't gotten better. If you can hear it in the background, that is, of course. I would love to put the video screen and screen, but I don't have that tech. I don't know how to do it. I probably have the tech, and I just don't know how to do it. Because I was tired? Oh, boo, I spent too much. Oh well. We'll start with this here and we'll run with it. Alright. I don't know if y'all can hear everything she's saying, but I've pretty much not been able to disagree with most of it. I would say that, yeah, if you've got kids, take the time. I don't care if you've got work the next day. I don't care. Read to your children. Teach them phonics. I mean, I was mostly neglected as a child, but I can tell you I was read to a lot. But that's because that was like the one thing my family, we did. We read together. My mother at least would read to me at night, and that's why at the age of like 8 or 9 I was reading on a college level. It's not a bad skill to have, but it's like I don't understand how some of the generations can whine and complain. Oh, the kids aren't learning cursive. Honey, the kids can't read basic just times. It's like, that'd be like, oh, my kids can't speak Draconic. What is the state of this room? Your kids can't speak common. They're just grunting at each other like a bunch of orcs. Not to defame my lovely orc viewers out there. We loves you and grug grug grug. Like I said, I try to make light of the situation, but it does feel quite doomsday-like. And maybe that's my fault. I never really enjoyed, like, Dumb and Dumber. Idiocracy was my least favorite movie, and still is, even though it's arguably poignant and prevalent. But that's the thing, is I never liked dumb comedy, you know? Like, the closest to dumb comedy I get things like the Three Stooges, and maybe if I'm watching Charlie Chaplin, not like, oh, this is Charlie Chaplin, but I'm actually watching Charlie Chaplin, like his slapsticky man walking through construction site thing. Yeah, but that's the height of the dumb comedy I like. I like when people, especially people like me, just, you know, schmucks, find ourselves in, oh, wow, how'd I get into this odd predicament? You feel me? It's like fun. Why? There's a clothing shop here. Somewhere. Oh, there it is. There, ow, asshole. There it is. Let's go get kinky together, chat. I shouldn't say that. That's a terrible thing to say. Anyone remember the old Saints Row games? Walking in here makes me remember Kinsey. I miss Kinsey Kensington. Let's buy something from this friggin' shop so I don't forget where it's at again. Oh, they've got the best boots. They've got those boots. Sadly, I'm broke as a joke. Which really sucks because they have all the good stuff. Why do they have to have... Ooh, that was cool looking. Why do they have to have all the good stuff? See, that's what I want to look like eventually, but I know I'm going to have to cut, like, fats and all sorts of other... Well, not fats, but, you know, processed fats out of my diet. Oh, I can't afford the corset either. So disappointing. I can afford the zebra tube top. Should I get the zebra tube top? I think it'll go good with my look. I like that jacket too. Spiked collar. That is... Okay, in what world does that price make sense? I guess in the same world that charges $2 grand for a tube top and $4 grand for a pair of... kinky gloves? I don't know. Another nice this. Now what can we afford? Oh! That's Signor Mandibula. Signor Mandibula. And for the record, you can also get those and these at a different shop. Oh, that's fun. That's a fun outfit. Dun 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 dun. Girl, you can have fun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Well, I can get my fun chain boots. I think I'm gonna go with the zebra tube top. Let's go with the zebra tube top. Alrighty, we ready to rock. I guess for now that one will just be our little secret. Now let's go kill some folks while dressed in a fun outfit. Where's my bike? Oh no, we definitely coming back later. I like Leather and Lace as a shop just because their outfits are fun and neat. But yeah, y'all, I mean, another thing about it is, we stop, like, y'all, when I was younger, it was shameful. Like, they would mock you for, what's the matter, you can't read, kid? How old are you? Damn. And am I saying that we should bully people to the point of, like, breakdowns? No, absolutely not. But no kid should ever be comfortable saying, what, reading? That gay reading stuff? Nah, I don't want to do that. Nobody should ever be comfortable saying that. Nobody should ever be, one, because it's, you know, mildly homophobic, but also because, like,
you feel lucky?
Reading's just one of those things that we should all be able to do. Because even our ancestors agreed, hey, it'd be a good idea if we could communicate without having to talk to each other's faces.
5 rooftops, lots of muscle.
And not enough ammo. I did not think this through. Alright, we're going to go for the back of this roof if we can. Assuming... There we go. Oh! Nope, nope, nope. Nope, we're redoing this. Ever had that dream where you're just falling? I kind of get the pattern to this one. I just... this one's a tough one.
5 rooftops, lots of muscle.
But
action's all on you.
Aim for the one at the top. Boop.
No surprise there.
I won't stand for that.
No, you're right. You won't. You'll die for it. But like I said, y'all, it's just... I mean, we had RPGs. None of our RPGs would read to us. If you wanted to play Final Fantasy VII, by God, you had to read what Squall Leonhart, or Leon, if you played Disney games, was saying. If you wanted to get to the bottom of Cloud and Ares' friendship/romance, you had to read. And I mean, I get it, in today's world, reading isn't exactly a necessity at the moment. But I mean, son, your phone battery's eventually gonna die.
Cleared the first rooftop. Moving on.
Keep an eye on the clock now.
Yes, yes, I'm not opining too long, I hope. It's like, you know.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I don't know how we got to a society where reading's considered... Ah! Oh, no. Okay, well, that failed. That might cost us the game, but we'll see. The second roof is just so... And I don't see any targets that I can aim for.
Not bad.
Ball shot. And now we learn our lesson. Alright, that should be the roof cleared. Like I said, y'all, it might take some time, but it's always a better option if you have the chance. Because then you can get that firm, good shot, and there is the chance in any mode that you run out of explosives. Just like there's a chance that you miss a guard and end up getting shot a couple times.
No surprise there.
Okay, and detonate.
Rooftop is clear.
Good. Keep moving.
So why does a telecom company have armed guards?
They're protecting valuable assets.
Alright,
Yeah,
we'll
but
aim
we're
for
talking
that
about
roof
a
next.
small army here.
The army's bigger than you think.
For what? Selling phones and data plans, right?
Stakes are high. No one likes to lose.
Piss me off.
Now we give him a little wop and a little pop pop. Give the Uzi a fun funs.
Minutes on the clock.
Oh no, we're probably gonna make this round. I've played with these guards too long. And then I compromised myself when I fell off that one roof, so in order to make up for that, I'd need to stand in these little moments seconds away.
All clear on this rooftop.
2 areas left.
2 areas in 1 minute. I think we might be able to do it. As long as I don't have any more screw-ups.
Yeah, all right.
Like that. There's no problem with this one, is it constantly tells you to do something, and then the game itself makes that task almost impossible. Like, from a wingsuit, you're supposed to be able to zero in on them, so if you can, like, kick them, it gives you an added boost. It also will occasionally launch you into the air and such. But also, it's like, if you miss, which you will miss on this one, it just, you bounce, and it takes up time, so... yeah, I don't know. I kind of dislike these missions, you know? Flip. Punch, punch.
30 seconds on the clock.
Oh no, we ain't making this one. We'll get it down to the last roof. We're gonna have to pack it in, I'm guessing. And since that's the case, let's give him a anxiety attack. Why won't it let me detonate? Nah, fuck this. We're done. Let's abort the mission since I do not yet have the tech to do this. Oh, isn't that sweet? They gave me the pain and gain to get off the roof. Let's find something else then if we can't do the rooftop. We got 2 of them, huh? There's the emote. You know what? Let's go ahead and steal that car for Jim Rob. That should be pretty easy to do. Oh, shit. There we go. I say, y'all, it disappoints me that reading is becoming such a hard-pressed skill. And, I mean, again, you shouldn't be ashamed if you can't read. You should just be actively learning. It bugs the crap out of me that people make, you know, simple tasks so... Give me a moment.
Oh, shit! Retreating!
I gotta readjust this danged projector because my cat decided mid-screen to just go ahead and knock in the input method, so let's see where I'm at. Oh, okay. I landed on a Marshall van, didn't I? Well, if they will speed up, I can take back off to the wingsuit. I think. Will it let me? Is it gonna? It isn't gonna let me, is it? Well, let's go check out Santo Ilaso's hidden history, shall we? That's something we can do. Oh, this is the go-kart track. I never found all of these. Let's go back to that YouTube video while we're doing this, because I'm starting to get all anxious with the animals pressing in around me here. They're wanting to misbehave because they want my full attention. Again, this is Ashley Viola. Again, Alpha can't read and it's worse than you think, if you can hear it. Proper credit where credit's due. How is that? How are all of these not like major pictures to take?
And they don't have time to properly supplement their child's education. On this channel, I talk a lot about the culture of overwork and how that affects your mental well-being. So we have to take into consideration for parents that they are under a lot of pressure, having to go through the stressors of being at work. By the time that they get home, yes, they do want to give their child an iPad because they want to be quiet. They want time to themselves. It's easier said than done to actually make time and have the energy to have the bandwidth to really properly supplement your child's education. It's sad to say it, but it's actually a privilege to be able to have that time to dedicate to your child on a daily basis. So instead of blaming the parents for not taking the time to supplement their children's education at home, we have to take a closer look at our work environment and the stressors of having to hold down multiple jobs, to work multiple shifts, how that leads to parents not being able to have
I should take this over to JR.
effectively nurture their child's education. And a lot of kids are experiencing tumultuous home lives that are a result of living in poverty that prevent them from being able to
Kind of shocked this thing doesn't have nitrous.
now more than ever. When you don't have the resources to have a quiet home
At least.
that can aid in you struggling in school. There's also a national student shortage. Why? Because teachers are being so abysmally bad.
Lay off already.
Yeah, that is true. We should make teachers higher paid than some of the officials.
My salary bi-weekly is basically my rent minus $500. That's how much my car is. $400. That's how much insurance is. $100. Oh, yeah.
Howdy.
JR, got something for you.
Outstanding. Now, how about a Fertile Lance?
You have expensive taste.
You don't know the half of it. I heard this car is a prototype for a flying automobile.
Now you're just making shit up.
Well, it don't fly yet, but I'd sure like to have a look-see. You'll find it parked outside a house in Monte Vista.
We have to take into consideration how economic conditions lead to students struggling.
Where are we in the Monte Vista?
Placing the blame solely on children does not get us very far, obviously, because children do not have their own agency. They're not in control of their own lives. Their parents and their teachers are in control. We have to acknowledge how adults are failing children too. We have teachers posting thirst traps in classrooms on social media. The priorities of teachers are not what they used to be either, and that's on us, millennials. And some parents aren't helping either. Yes, late-stage capitalism is an issue, but that does not let parents off the hook for bad parenting. I want to name that. There are parents out there that are not properly disciplining their children. There's parents out there who are not respectful of teachers, and that's also a problem as well.
Oh yeah, I've dealt with plenty of those parents.
Your child is pre-K to elementary school or high school. I'm calling you out. Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life. I teach 5-year-olds ballet. 5-year-old girls ballet. I have a class of 10 students. They don't respect any authority. You ask them to stand in your designated spot. They're telling you no, shut up. They're still only things they're still only things that other classes do. You say you have to sit in your spot. I don't want you. I'm not doing that. You don't get to tell me what to do. You're not my mom. You could
Yeah, I've encountered a few of those parents too. I can't comprehend it because, again, my mama sent me to the fucking mental institute because my teachers told her to. It was one of those. I was disciplined, physically and otherwise. Kids these days just don't get it, and while I'm happy they might never know the physical or the, oh, boo, Marshall. While they might never know the physical or all that, and I'm glad for that, they still need some degree of punishment. Can you, bitch? Sorry. This is why I can't be a teacher. This is why I don't do well with customer service, because I am a bit of an asshole, brutally honest. Take your pick, little column A, little column B. But I also don't take well to bullies or assholes myself. So it's, yeah, if someone shot me, that one was, what, you can't control a 7-year-old? Can you? If you controlled your kid, I wouldn't be having to do this. Your kid would just be respectful. I could just teach you, talk to your kid like an adult, and they, okay, I'm about to shoot this guy. Okay, fine, we get into a gunfight with this. We can do this too. Hey. That's not cool.
Disconnected.
He was still trying though. Ah crap, the cops got backup coming in though.
Some reinforcements.
Oh, we're dancing now.
I'm going in from behind.
I wouldn't suggest it. Well, this is what I don't like. The game gets too chaotic and then it loses shit. It loses the fluid momentum of what you got going on. What in the fuck, game? Idiot. Nah, this car is gonna be running fast.
That was Harley Quinn from Princess Nokia here on 103.5 Flex.
We're approaching the 30-minute mark. Still playing to an empty stadium. Not complaining, just saying if you happen to be watching this back in perpetuity, please give it a like and a subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. I'm up to 75 subscribers now. Never thought I'd see the day. I still remember when I only had 3 or 4 of y'all. Just saying. Please like and all that. I very much appreciate it. Now we're about to steal this very expensive car.
Let's get this back to JR.
It's okay. The owners are rich. They'll just replace it 3 or 4 more times. JR, however, can't afford one of these fine babies. So we gonna get it for him. Because Richie Rich will never even notice. They can buy 6 more. And yes, I consider rich people IRL the same as rich people in this game. Just nothing.
Officials say the incidents could be related. This has been Juana Villalobos, reporting for the Star Register News Network.
Oh, shit. Woo. I think we might be in trouble with this car, but we're gonna try it anyway. I don't like the smoke. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, this car's probably about to catch. I wish I knew what, like, definitively in this game, what damages and what's just a fold thing. It's like the trees and shit just fold, but rocks, bars, certain trees. Oh, definitely gas tank. There we go.
Back already?
Here's that for Delance, JR.
Ooh, boy. You know the Pulaski Bay Bridge project?
North of Lakeshore? What about it?
Well, the developer's got himself a bright red Phoenix. Sounds like you made some unusual modifications.
I'll check it out next time I'm over there.
Oh yeah, and then they get drummed out and they end up like poor Anthony, one of our regulars who floats around the restaurant, who we could help out a lot if we just provided him a steady job and a ride to work and a purpose. Instead, we're just going to slowly watch alcoholism win as he occasionally dumps our garbage for tip money. I'm just saying it's very sad. I mean, do I fully understand the fellow? Not really. He has clearly a speech impediment. But he seems like a nice enough guy. It's just, like I said, I want everyone to make it, y'all. I'm a big old softy like that. I think everyone should make it in the end.
Got it.
Cat, I need my fingers. I need my remote. I need y'all to let me do these things. It's been 30 minutes. Can we go 45 before you stab and or torture me again? I love you. Alrighty.
Black children to have to deal with, and so they don't end up getting a proper diagnosis. Instead of writing these kids off as moral failures, we have to take a closer look at how our systems are failing our children, and stop expecting every child to
Now where did we find? Where are we going next? Steal the Phoenix. Okay, we got 3 more cars to steal, so why not? Where's the Phoenix at? Crap. He would have said it and I would have missed it. Maybe a tiny picture of Jim Rob somewhere on the map. Like that, but different. Aww. Mar Watkins, I would love to join you for Minecraft. Unfortunately, I don't have the $10 to play Minecraft. PlayStation makes you buy time to play. I'm trying to do this ultra stealthy. We're going in with no vehicle this time. I mean, that's something that I can say my parents did, and until middle school, I think they should have kept with it after middle school, because then I'd be like a super genius and just unable to deal with people, I think. But one thing that my family always made a habit of doing was, I would never, I'd be grounded from television, but I would still have PBS and Bill Nye and, you know, I was banned from watching television but not educational materials. I was banned from playing video games and watching movies, but I still had like weekly library trips where my grandmother, my mother, my granddad, occasionally Uncle Touchy, one of them would take me to the library at least, and like I would get books. And yeah, occasionally my punishments would consist of I don't get comics, I don't get the how to draw books, but I would still be able to get like history books, classic literature, things like that. It was just how my family said they were going to, and it seems to have worked, how they were going to make sure I wasn't like the rest of my southern fellows and not very intelligent. Unfortunately, you know, my fellow southerners don't exactly like it when you speak highfalutin to them. So it took years for me to be able to adjust to talking to people like people. And I hate how, like, nah. Eventually we'll be playing over there. I think I might have screwed up. Nah, I'm gonna land on that bus again, I think. Assuming I don't hit a sign. Crap. We're just gonna have to land it, I think. Ah, we got a junior millennial Ashley Embers here. No, it seems like they were just gonna, you know. Yeah, I'm on the America's Kids Can't Read thing now. So, let's instead to check out Trump punishes red state voters with big brutal bill. The Majority Report with Sam Cedar. 58,000 views 19 hours ago, 22 minutes. I mean, every time I bring it up, some of my coworkers just literally, well, one, ham. That's not true. He said he wouldn't do that, so he's probably not going to do that, right? Yeah, he also told his first wife he wasn't going to beat and rape her. He's good at keeping promises, I guess. Or, you know, some people are just dumb as dirt when it doesn't directly involve them. So like I said, you use religion as an excuse and all that, and I just don't care for it. If you use religion to make yourself better, that's cool, you should do that thing. The problem is most people use it as an excuse. A reason to, oh, I don't need to help that person out because Jesus will. No, he won't. Jesus doesn't exist. If you don't help, that person's fucked. And that's how I feel about it. If you want to get all woo-woo on the positive side of the Jesus thing, fine. That person, Christ put them in your path so you could help them. Because Christ is too lazy and is busy that day. So you need to help them, since they put them in your path. My problem is, the only time that seems to be the case that Christians think that is when, you know, oh, Christ put this person in my path to belittle until they live the way we want them to. Oh, Christ wants me to give them nice, cheap words and maybe a prayer together. No. Okay, give you an example. That one friendly religious fellow, like a week ago, who stopped me from, in his mind and what he told his prayer circles, well, I saw one of them there queers and he was about to jump
Just
off the
what
bridge,
JR
so I talked to him about Jesus. And he didn't want to pray with me, but I sowed that seed for Jeebus. No, buddy, I was staring at a couch by the river, and, you know, if you really wanted to help, maybe you could have opened up your wallet and given a few bucks to the brother who you saw on the side of the road, rather than telling me about your dead God. And for those that, I'm dead God, okay, it's been 2,000 years and your God still ain't shown up. He's not dead, but good news, Goku also loves you. And he'll show up to your Little League games. Where is this turn? Oh no, God, oh! God is cursing my car because I'm mocking him. Mocking him. I'll follow the train tracks and we'll find it, I'm sure. Ta-da!
Here's the Phoenix.
Hope it wasn't too much trouble. Say, you, remember Sal from Marshall?
Nope.
Well, she's in a pickle. Got herself in a bang-up the other day and messed up her APC real good.
Marshall
Two
can't
more,
fix it.
two
Now
more,
they get it
two
in motor
more.
pool. She's already on the shit list.
You're a stand-up guy, JR.
That I am. They keep an APC over by the prison, northwest of Lakeshore.
The frontier, huh?
Oh, this
I'll
one's
give
gonna
it a
be
shot.
tough. Now, it might prove me very wrong, and this could be the easiest mission we do. But I'm almost positive that what this is going to be is one of the hardest ones. So I got to get out to Marshall and steal from Marshall on from their prison, more or less. It's going to be a rough one, but we're going to give it a shot. This one I'm probably going to have to fly into because I'm going to have to be as stealthy as possible. Where is the sign? Oh, this is the mission, isn't it? I don't know. There's nobody here. This is for me. We'll go ahead and do the hidden history here right quick. We're going to pause the YouTube so we can hear. We're going to shove our way past these gentlemen.
Welcome to the Jasinski Public Library. To learn more about Anthony M. Jasinski, developer of the Lakeshore Financial District, visit the nearby Jasinski Pavilion. Listen to every panel at both sites to win a prize.
And the rat still hasn't gone away.
Alright, first panel. Boop.
Did you know? Santo Ilaso purchased the building in 1958 for its main public library. And it served in that capacity until 1980, when the collection moved to a brutalist construction in Mercado.
That's a cool story. Fun fact, if you go to Kentucky, it's somewhere in Kentucky because it was when I was in Earl C. Clemens, the hobby shop, or the Hobby Lobby, I think it was the hobby shop because Hobby Lobby's trademarked and those bastards are evil, but the hobby shop, I was head rec-aide, not due to skill, but due to I was always there, and when Patty graduated, they basically passed the torch to me. Did a whole little thing and everything. Jamie was upset, and a couple other people were upset, but we all made do. I was not a good head rec-aide, but I did my best, and I think that Miss Jones, you know, she saw that I did what I could, but it was just, it's hard to it was hard to keep interest in artwork and Job Corps, considering, like, they were very frugal with the art supplies, we'll say. And for good reason. If you were in Earl C. Clemens Job Corps, I'm sure Miss Jones's budget was terribly, terribly thin. But the whole thing was, why would you put so many signs and then put the thing on the grass?
Did you know? The Jasinski Public Library was completed in 1928. Jasinski designed the building to serve as the capital of a future pan-Earth government, but his dream was never fulfilled.
That's cool, he had a bit of a doomsday streak in him. But, as I was saying, the budget wasn't exactly a big one, and we'd have, I want to say kids, but let's face it, we weren't kids, we were young adults. And we would have people come in and do what now is a trend, and that's why I'm like, well, I was kind of on the wrong side of that history. But they would take the paint, just take and paint a base, solid base color, pink, lime green, fuchsia green, something like that. Just a very, very bright background. And then they would take several paints and just speckle them on the edge of the scraper, and then just in one scrape try to get like a solid go. And most of the time it looked like finger painting. We were far flung. We were not yet towards the days of like YouTube and TikTok and them doing that. This was them possibly developing that.
Jasinski employed the same
So Miss Jones hated it. She saw it as
methods
a
used by
complete
builders in
waste
his
of art
hometown,
supplies, and
Chicago,
admittedly
Illinois.
I was a bit of a
Out of a
purist,
dank-fetid
kind of a
swamp, he
douchebag at
built a
that
city
time,
that would reach
so
the
I
sky.
also saw it as a waste of art supplies. Granted, I also had to deal with some of the other students, like, I never knew his real name, but one of the little scrawny ones, he would come in there with his little friends, and they would, like, take our crochet supplies and a little bit of the leatherworking stuff, not that we had very much of that either, and they would, like, make whips and shit like that, which I didn't care, but
Did you know?
if you had
Before he
used that in,
disappeared
say,
at
a
the age of
riot, that
84,
would have come back bad
Jasinski
on Miss
revealed his
Jones.
skyscrapers were in fact
And
powerful
yeah, people did
antennas
stupid shit
through
like
which he
rape,
could
riot,
speak
and
to
shit
the
like that all
aliens
the
from
fucking
outer
time.
space.
It was just kept under wraps. I mean, before you decide to send your kids to Earl C. Clemens or any Job Corps facility, understand that unless they have greatly changed when I attended Earl C. Clemens Job Corps, if your kid had a heart attack on the green, they call 911. A Job Corps security van might show up if they considered it not a prank call. If you say saw a security guard raping a female student, for example, because the female student was like 14, and that's the thing. In Job Corps, you do have like 19 is the max. I think 21 now, but 19 was the max age you could be to 20, and like 14, 13 was the youngest. So yeah, we had a bunch of students there that would walk around with bright neon yellow like lanyards, because we all had lanyards. You were expected to wear it or wear your little name badge all the time, because that's how we identified you. If you were like construction or one of those dorms, you had an itty bitty little pass. It was a plastic card with your name and face, and they expected you to have it on you at all times. But
Welcome to the Jasinski Public Library.
I don't know why it gave me that option again. But, as a medical office support person, as well as if you had taken I can't remember what it was called, but the computer repair course, or if you were in the nursing program, you'd be given a lanyard with a little plastic thing. And all of the minors were given the lanyard like they were in MOS or something like that, and they were expected to wear them at all times. But it was just a little bright for the average. It was a blue Earl C. Clemens little lanyard thing. For the kid, it was like a neon orange. But again, I think that's because they knew people were gross. And like in Job Corps, when you only let them go to Walmart once every 2 to 3 weeks, yeah, simple supplies. Like, there was an entire, if there was a market, there was an underground market for it. There were kids, like, trading precious things to them, depending on how you consider precious things, for magic cards, or for cigarettes, or for not crappy food.
Gonna need to get this dry cleaned.
Like I said, Earl C. Clemens is one of those programs where probably good idea, but terrible execution. Let's go see Cactus Bill. That way we get that fast travel unlocked, and then we will probably call it on this. Get up, do a quick change of the litter box in the bathroom. Maybe a little sweep and mopping, at least get these kids fed. Not sure on the total of that yet. And then we will be back for, not Saints Row, but Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Hannah, please tune in if you're not too busy. I doubt she's watching. I was, and I will become a member again. Just YouTube is weird and stupid.
Keeping it
And
straight.
even though I'm a YouTube member, I am no longer a member of Hannah's channel. Which kind of sucks. I'd rather be a member of Hannah's channel and just not have ads on her videos. But, you know, we don't get to choose that sense. We just roll with the punches. Eventually my YouTube's going to become back to basic as well.
told them the stocks would pay off.
But if you're watching, Hannah, I doubt you are, but if you are, we're gonna do Assassin's Creed next. For you. But before I do that, I gotta do a couple chores, little things around here, and then we will be right back to it. We'll see y'all then. I don't think I can make this character wave, so instead, crotch. And crotch thrust. Y'all be good, and we will see you later. Bye for now.